Now with the fears of this conflict as ever spreading into a combustible region, thanks very much indeed for joining us from Jerusalem. Well, as the humanitarian situation on the ground worsens still, we can check in again with Juliette Touma from the United Nations Relief and Works Agency in Gaza. Juliette, thanks once again for talking to us. Your World Food Programme said yesterday that food and water was practically non-existent now. We understand that no trucks came in across the Rafah crossing yesterday down to the lack of fuel. Can you just give us the situation now? Has any aid come in the last 24 hours? And do you expect any to come in today?
As of this morning, no aid has come in as of this morning, and this is due to the lack of fuel. So if we get in a shipment of fuel, yes, we will be able to go up to the border and pick up those trucks of much needed supplies, but we need fuel for that.
So you had some fuel that came in, was it yesterday or the day before? I'm slightly losing track of days, but that lasted you for, what, just a matter of a few hours? And I understand now that also with the lack of communications down to energy running out in the energy network, that is also meaning that you cannot distribute aid.
That's right. That's right. There is a communications blackout as of last night in Gaza, and there is lack of fuel. So the combination makes it impossible for us to pick up those trucks. And then when we pick up those trucks, we have to distribute them to people. And so this combination of challenges is making it impossible. So two things: an urgent shipment of fuel and a resumption of the telecommunications network across the Gaza Strip.
Have you been given any indication from the Israeli side that there will be any more fuel following that first initial, albeit grossly insufficient, a shipment, according to your staff?
There is exerted efforts at different and high levels for UNRWA to be allowed to bring in an urgent shipment of fuel, and this should happen. And we should never have gotten to where we are right now, where we're almost begging for fuel. Absolutely unacceptable, and in fact unbelievable. So there should be an urgent shipment of fuel, and there should be a resumption of the telecommunications network.
Your Commissioner General, Philippe Lazzarini, talked about what he says was, in his words, a deliberate attempt to strangle the UN's humanitarian work in Gaza. Could you expand on that? Do you believe that this is something that was planned and deliberate from the Israeli side? What does he mean by that?
He was giving an overview to the challenges that we have been facing for the past 6 weeks. We've never been in a situation where we faced this huge number of challenges, whether it's the fuel, whether it's the restrictions on the use of fuel, whether it's the very tight siege, whether the very, very small number of aid trucks. I mean, it's a combination, whether it's the heavy bombardment, whether it's the challenges that we're facing with accessing the north of the Gaza Strip. It's a number of serious challenges to a humanitarian operation the size of the one that UNRWA manages, the largest in the Gaza Strip, when you have 1.4 million people forced out of their homes and they all need assistance.
Juliette Touma from the UN Relief and Works Agency in Gaza, thank you very much indeed for your time. And